This is Yerushalmi Terumos. The article is about the Shuma Daf. I'm a Samadal Ralph. The fourth line down, Kamala Tamer Knas in the Vilna around Lamed Hay on the base, about 16 lines from the bottom. Tamer Knas. But we have to go back a little bit and talk about what we learned yesterday. So we learned yesterday that the Mishnah seems to argue, the Brisa seems to argue with Shimon Lakish, because we learned in a there's the Mishnah in Paragraph Mishnah Aleph. So it says there that if somebody eats Truma Memezid, he pays Karen and doesn't pay Chemish, right? So according to Rabbi Nasser Barashi, the Gemara said that Mishalim made a look at. Okay, makes sense. And look at Mishalim. According to Rabbi Yechon, it said it depends on Asros. So if their master gets Malchus, if not your Mishalim, so it's about Meiz below Hasroya. So therefore, there's a payment. But according to Shimon Lakish, there shouldn't be any payment. Because we said it doesn't matter if Shimon Lakish, but it's Meiz and Shageg, whether that's Ra or not. No matter what, there is only Malchus or potentially a Malchus, but there's no payment regardless. So the Gemara was saying this again. It's all concerned for yesterday. That I'm going over outside. The Shimon Lakish called like Reb Meir. The Gemara says that perhaps this Mishnah is going to Reb Meir. Mishnah says that you pay this going like a mayor, who says like a Mishalim. So the Rabbi Chinim then said for no. Well, even if Rabbi Shimon Lakish shows the Mishnah is a mayor, what's going to do with the pasuk? Pasuk says the ish yochal kodesh bishkaga. The person eats kodesh bishkaga. He has to pay even though there's over lav sheish b'malchus, he has to pay. So you see, it pays even though it's lav sheish b'malchus. So Rabbi Shimon Lakish holds that the chemesh is a korban. Okay, so chemesh korban means you have to pay the chemesh even if it's a lav which could possibly has malchus. Nevertheless, since you need b'shoyek, you need the kapara, so you pay the chemesh as kapara. Fine, let's say that that's true. Let's say the chemesh is korban, they have to bring it anyway. But is keren a korban? So why by shoygeg, if you eat truma b'shoygeg, you have to pay the keren? The keren is tashlumin, and it's lav sheish b'malchus. The shav was shaykh malchus. It shouldn't be a penny payment. So there, Yidam and Shalom said the keren is a knas because and Haraya is it's supposed to be chulim tukari and may come truma. But that's less for chulim tukari is worth more than the truma he ate. So therefore, we see he has to pay more than what he ate. That's knas. And even if it was had to be exactly what he ate, then be a tashum. We have a question, right? Very sluggish. He has to pay more, so that's a knas. A knas, okay. Knas you pay even more malchus. And furthermore, if you ate truma tmeya, we said you pay chol and But the average you pay chol and tmeya, now, still, that's more than a masi because you ate truma tmeya. Truma tmeya is only fuel. So if you ate, so therefore it's only good as fuel. So therefore you only pay that to make mates. If you're paying more than that, even including tmeim, it must be knas. Okay, so again, according to Rish Lakish, could be there's even though where there's a chiyuv malchus, there's no tashlumin, but a knas there could be. Now, this is where you pick it up today. Kamar the tamer karen knas. Just like we say the karen is a knas, so chemish knas. That's well, if the karen is a knas, why do we say the chemish knas? Why is Shimon Lakish say it's a korban? As I'd say that it's a knas as well. So it's the now truth is that we already came to this conclusion that that the only way Karen is going to work is out a knas, and chomesh is a separate issue. But okay, the one says still, according to Shimon Lakish, why don't we say the chomesh is a knas? K'matei mekeren knas, chomesh knas. Ela Shimon Lakish mekadaite. Shimon Lakish holds like we know he holds. Everything was included in Malchus in the Lav Losana. You also have a seasonal kasha zom and l'chayv momon. Asino kasher zaman means even though lo sana should be a regular lav, and ain't zaman should ever get malchus. Assuming you're going like a Yehuda lav shem l'maisa, but it's I think Rish Lakish does hold Rabbi Yehuda, at least by lo sana they do get malchus. So there you go. So Hasisno kasher zaman tells us l'chayva mammon that you pay money. How call you b'chlal kol zar lochil kodesh yotza b'ishki lochil kodesh mishkogel l'chayva mammon. So then he says, you're right, Echlami. All over Rish Lakish are old. Lav sheish malchus. There's no tashlumin. But exceptions. By lo sana b'echlei shoker there should be malchus. Nevertheless, Hasisno kasher zaman teaches us that there's tashlumin where you can't pay. The same thing with kol zar lochil kodesh should be malchus. But Ish Yochel Kodesh tells us that there's a kasuv that you have to pay no matter what. And now we don't have to say the mayor that Loka Mishalin. Loka Mishalin, you don't have to get an economy. Really all over a Loka Mishalin. And here's especially as a kasuv that even though it's Shaykh Malchus, you're not going to get the Malchus. You know, if Shaykh Malchus and should pat you from Tashlumi, even if it's you know. Especially as a custom, just like Kasher Zaman, also here, you have to pay the Tashlumin regardless. Okay, so then the Gemara goes on and says, a question. We said, according to Chachamim, the person is not Melik Mishalim. What about this case? Somebody who steals chaylev from his friend, and he eats it, then he gets malchus for eating chaylev, he pays also. This case is Bali also includes stuff Lamed, it says here. So how could that be? According to Ramon Ein Loka Mishalim, says Gemara, no, Shekena Ocha Chelvo Loka. If you eat your own chaylev, you get malchus. So since the two, it's not the same Maisa. Since you only eat your own chaylev, you get malchus. That's a din you're there. You get malchus house you're there, but you get no matter who owns it. The separate halacha is Tashlumin is a choshev mishpat halacha. That's for your friend. It's not one is a shamayim, one is the adam. So therefore, it's not a concept of loikim mishalim. Loikim mishalim is when you get when you're getting classic cases. The cases the mayor we had the mayor before that by Motzi Shema. By Motzi Shema, I'm not sure. I sort of just said I don't like. I said it's wrong. I said it's the difference between no, it's not the difference. The difference is between. This is whether the way first time I think it's better. By Motzi Shema, they both have an Ezer halachas. You're paying for having Motzi Shema, and you're paying for being Motzi Shema. They both have an Ezer. You're getting malchus because you're Motzi Shema Bas Yisrael, and you're paying because you're Motzi Shema Bas Yisrael. It's the same lav. So therefore, only kind of meir lokim shalim. According to Rabbi Rabbanan, no double jeopardy. But here, they're two separate lavim. If you don't get malchus, so therefore it's two separate things. If you own since for own chaylev, you get malchus. So therefore, you get malchus no matter whose chaylev you eat, independent of ownership. And there's a separate thing that you took from him. You stole from him. A totally different type of halacha. Again, a choshev mishpat halacha versus your day halacha. So for that one, you have to pay. Okay, so now the Gemara seems to repeat itself. I'm not sure there's also in the. It's basically the same issue. But if it's still a friend, Truma, he ate it, Shulokim Shalim. Same idea. If you eat your own Truma, you get malchus. The Yisrael eats his own Truma, gets malchus. So therefore, eats the Truma, his friend else gets malchus. Again, two different recuvim. You stole, and don't say Truma. Two separate recuvim. You pay, and you pay Mishalim. Same idea. You muzzle your friend's ox and you can't eat. And where does he pay? Our boss kabin leparo shloshes kabin chamor. Right, to pay 4 kav. I'm presuming that's the amount that they would have eaten, right? And that's what you were mafsi to the owner. So the why look at Mishalim? She gave a chaylev and paro also look because you're chaylev your own paro, you will get malchus as well. So the two chiyuv, the chiyuv of chaylev and paro. It's also your day chiyuv, and the chiyuv of taking from the depriving a friend of the benefit which you should have gotten by you feeding his para. So therefore, you have to pay as well. Okay, Rabbi Yossi, this is the Amora. He says, Chosne Parasha Shel Chavero, that's right here. Ochel Chelev Utruma is things where they're chayav a misa for zar of the chayav krisis chelev, and the zar is ochel truma is chayav misa. So these two are what's he going to ask? Close in process of chaveros is superfluous. He's saying that's a superfluous case because we already asked him going to trumas chaver v'achla. It's chayav misa, right? So he wants to say the same thing is true about like I said, chelev. So it's we said it's two shemos. So if a chayav misa, you're not chayav misa because it's chorus, and you're getting you're chayav misa b'dei shemayim, you're getting malchus instead. So chayav misa, where you're getting malchus in lieu of the chorus, in lieu of misa b'dei shemayim, you're looking mishalim because it's two shemos. So by lav greda of chosen pi para, this turns to be the case. And that's the Kamenoki's pshat. I'm not sure I'm thrilled with that pshat. This is kind of cryptic. Let's see what the so you find a different shot which more satisfying here. So Shari Tosot says, Rabbi Yossi came to says, "Gonna have chumas hektish v'acha." Tzarich lomar. He says that's the Rabbi Yossi chem milchuve miila. Lakach kikar hektish v'acha like a mishalim. It says chem ashli v'er Rambam berg av halacha gimel miila. So that works out a lot better if you put it into miila. You put it in miila as the case, so that works out very well. That's it goes on to the next line. Rabbi Yossi, she came to misos. Time gonna have chumas hektish v'achla like a mishalim. Why like a mishalim? Because he caused a loss to hektish. Okay. What is he taking out again? Taking the word Ratanya and misos. Says instead of shekain, it's viche. Instead of mechuve misos, it's mechuve miila. And that's so it says. The raya that is this case of Tanya gonna have this minichusa. Tanya gonna say look at mishalem because of kuhai mikom makom makes him mama. Okay, so that is the raya for what he's saying. Okay, that works out very nicely actually. Rabbi kum Rabbi Yossi. So I'm not saying for Rabbi Yossi miata habal choso. Here it says bogeres. But the Kavanaki changed it to Katana. Maybe else change it to Katana. Yeah, Pnei Moshe. Okay, so Katana. You could be showing. He should get Malchus and he should pay. It's true about an arrow also. By Bogeres, there's no payment. So, but by Choso Katana, should be Yoke. He shot to the father, saying he would an arrow. Should also get the father. Shokea Baal Choso, and he would change the Katan to Bogeres, like it. Right? Since it's two separate things. There's Even Ezer Halacha of Malchus, right? And you have Raya, you find also by Bogeres. So you should get Malchus, and you should pay. Because that's a question Mishalacha to the father. So Chazer Manabamar, so it said no. He went back and said, Tamar Chala Misa Tashlumin Ka'achas. Here, there, the Misa Tashlumin come at the same moment. The same mice Mechayiv Misa Tashlumin. So they only pay more. But here, Me'achasima Rishon Yisrael Malchus, all different ballgame. All different Mahalach here. From the time you're Chaysim in, before you were Chayiv moment, you're already Chayiv on the Chasima. So it's not Bas Achas. According to Rabbi Yomana, if it's Bas Achas, so Yitaka would only be Chayiv one. But since one comes before the other, that's what Chayiv to. You're chayiv on the chasima from the moment you put on the muzzle. You're chayiv for the moment after on when you deprive the animal of the food. So again, Bram Hachem Mechasim Mishon Yitzchak Malchus come back to Tashlumin. After it's going to show Tashlumin. Hosi Rabbi Zira calling my mono. So Rabbi Zira asked for everybody. Okay, well, what about this case? Mates Kedisho Shel Chaver Shabbos. Somebody who ignites his friend's pile of grain on Shabbos. Mishon Yishon is Chayv Misa. The time he ignited the first grain is Chayv Misa. Okay, but Mikam Be'er Tashlumin. Afterwards, he's Chayv and Tashlumin. Then we Chayv Tashlumin separately. When it's Tashlumin, Kin Rabbanah, you only pay, it gets Misa. That's get they have to pay. Place out tomorrow, you don't say the same thing there. So what are you going to say? What can you say? Now, the truth is that if you hold, and I'm not sure why it doesn't bring this down here, but if you hold, I think this is brought down above a comma. Wrong. I don't remember correctly. Isha Mishum Chitzav means that then so shout the discussion there. Isha Mishum Chitzav means that from Shor Rishona, from the time you ignite the first grain, you're also chayev on the. It's as if they're lighting the entire pile. I think that's what it says above a comma. That's how the answers here. All right, there's the answers. Yeah, it is the Gemara above a comma daf chav gimel. Or maybe because they're going here according to Reish Lakish, because it's Mamoinai. I think they're falling off Reish Lakish, but maybe Raimana holds it's Mishum Mamoina. In any event, the Gemara doesn't bring down here Mishum Chitzav. So the Gemara does say, my Yisrael Meimar, Kol Shibolis Shibolis Yish Basois Malkus Vasois Tashlumin. Each Shibolis, each kernel of grain, has a Asrois Malkus. Not Malkus is Lapdafka. There's a Chib Misa Michodosh. In other words, each one is a Chib Misa. Chib Misa, if for some reason the first Shibolis turns out that it didn't burn, Chayv for the second one, and so on and so forth. Each one is a Chib Misa. It's kind of like each Kazayis, if Matzah you eat is like a mitzvah, so each Shibolis is a new Chib Misa. So therefore, there's no time which there's no Chiyuv Misa coming together with the Chiyuv moment. It's a fascinating idea. And it's not in the Bavli, but the idea is that a Chiyuv, each Shibolis, even though you're already Chiyuv Misa, it's a new Chiyuv Misa. Like Shimon by Kiddush, Rogachob, it's really by Kiddush. Like each moment is new Kiddushin. Each moment is each Shibolis new Chiyuv Misa. Okay, so Avhacha. Of course, well, that's the case. It's the same as we hear. Avhacha. Kol chasima chasima. Each moment you're chaysim it. Yesh basrayis makas, basrayis tashlumin. So we should be part of here as well, right? Because each time you want to chayv this chasima moment before you want to chayv this chasima, nacha chasima, nacha chasima. So why chayv makas tashlumin by chasima? So Rabbi Yosef says the two Amorim here have. Explain here why, but Chesem Process Chaver Look Mishalim. Charamar one says, B'Chesem first B'Chulin, and then afterwards B'Truma U'Mukdashim. In other words, when he started the Chasima, the animal was working in Chulin, and then it went on to work in Truma or Hektish, where there is no Issa Chasima. So on Chulin, you're Chayav Malchus, to begin with. And on the next Isha of Hektish and Truma, you're Chayt Tashlumin. That's the Shkoyat Menoki name based in the Rafulda. So it's cute. In other words, Eidech Hanami. That's two sides. You're right. If the whole time is Chulin, you're talking about part of Tashlumin. But here we're talking about the first moment was Chulin, and that you're part that you're Chayav the lab of Chasima. Right? And then afterwards, you're it's eating Truma or Hektish. And on that there is no lav chasima, so that you have to make the tashlumin to whoever deserves the tashlumin. The Chorein Amar, the other said, b'chaysim adei shliach. They about the shliach gets makus because ain't shliach varvera. Shliach like it. Do potter. He's potter from makus because and here it's interesting derivation of ain't shliach varvera. It's not like the Bavli. Bavli ancient Varveres learned that from Diva Rav, Diva Talmud, Diva Mishoimin. It's a smaller. But here, ancient Varveres learned that from Pasuk. Tanya Dami Chashev Laisha Hu. The Avera goes on the person who committed it, not the person who sent him. So that's saying the Yerushalmi has Xeris HaKosov for ancient Varvera. And to be honest, I don't remember noticing this before, but who knows? Maybe I did. So the shliach is one of is chayav malchus, but you evidently are chayav for the payment because and it was interesting because presumably you told the shliach to be chaysimit. So okay, ancient Avera, he gets Avera being chaysim pipara. But you don't want to deprive you because you told the shliach, you're the one to deprive your friend of the hana that he gets as ox eating. So you have to pay for that. So that's actually a fascinating thing. That even though Inside Arab exempts you from the lav, but you still have to pay. Okay, it's that's the case. It's pretty fascinating. Let's see what it says here. That's what it says. That's social there here. Brings down here in the article the Bavli argues the Gemara gives several reasons why Chosim Pershel Chavero V'Dashba Chulin he's also like a Mishalem, and the Rash Cirilio also has a different shot, and the article's shot. I assume we were going to Rash Cirilio because we went to Kavanaki, but in any event, so it says here. Since the disha is done by shliach, the shliach gets malchus, but who yishalim, or who's who? The article says the shliach because that shliach yokev who yishalim. Who? Which one of them? I assumed about boss. Famous also should be might the chesed de shliach ma'asher shliach yokev who potter. The shliach varvei aficha who mishalim. Okay, they assume that about Babais because he's the one. Yeah, full the same motion. It's strange that they don't make it more specific. Okay, I know the rest of it might be talking something different. It doesn't necessarily look like what we said today. David, it seems that they're not mefarid here. It's interesting. The Shnus Chos brings down here in the article that Yerushalmi Terumos also brings down this Russia for ancient Avera from the pasuk. But in any event, it seems quite clear that the one who's paying is the Baal Boss because he's the one who was hired to pay to provide the food, and he's not ending up providing the food. Okay, that brings us to Samachem Rav, and it's pretty long black today. Interesting alumnus. Stop here for today, of course.